everybody, Annette and Sophie here from Our Way Farm. I just wanted to ask a real quick favor from you. If you would please do us a huge favor and hit the subscribe button and hit the like button and hit the little bell notifications so that you know when we post something. We are trying to grow our channel. My goal is to hit 200 subscribers by the end of June, which is in like 3 days. We have a lot of fun doing these videos. We enjoy it, and we're hoping that we can encourage some other people to follow their dreams and go for it, even if it's against what society says is normal or is logical or whatever. Following your dreams makes your life so much more incredible, even if it's full of hard work, even if it's, I don't want to say full of failures, but you're going to have your ups and your downs, and there's no lying or hiding that. But if you look at all of your downs as learning experiences, it makes the next time become an up, and it makes you be more successful. So follow along, help us hit our goal of 200 by the end of June. We'd really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next time. Bye. Good afternoon, everybody. I thought I would bring you guys along and just show you what's going on, because there's literally no work going on right now. Joe's not back from work yet, but I can only show you what we have going on. To start things out, this is Eleanor. She has been sick for about 3 weeks now. She's been to the vet twice. She did test positive for Lyme's and anaplasmosis, which is another tick-borne disease. As you can see, she's not doing well at all. She's been a big concern for us. She has next to no ambulatory abilities right now. She gets herself stuck, and Joe has to carry her a lot of places. You can see the fronts of her legs are covered in drool and mud and everything. It's because she gets super stressed out and drools profusely. She's not eating much of anything. We're struggling trying to get food and medicine into her. She goes back to the vet this Friday if we can wait that long. She's lost... Well, it was 11 days between the first doctor visit and the second one, and she lost 5 pounds. So you can see that she's struggling. So that's been the main focus for us the past 3 weeks, which is part of why I have not done a video. They don't have any idea exactly what's wrong with her. The medicine that she's been on should have cleared up the Lyme and the anaplasmosis within 48 hours. And we're into week number 3 of consistent medications, added medications. We went through a bout where she couldn't keep anything down. She's not doing good. So if you're a praying kind of person, we would sure appreciate some prayers for this little girl. She's struggling hard right now. Here's all my plants that have yet to make it into the garden, which is the majority of them. Oh, my tomatoes are over there. I wondered what happened to my tomatoes. I don't know if it's worth putting them in or not. The dogs have stepped on them. They're little. They never got repotted or up-potted. I don't know. I just don't know at this point. It's so late in the season. We had a very cold spring. We have a super short growing season to begin with, and then a very cold spring. I don't know if any of this stuff is worth putting in at this point. Corn's doing good. Just need to get it in the ground, and I don't know if those are squash or pumpkins or what they are. These are my sweet potatoes. I put in 6 plants. 2 of them are doing really well. 2 of them are starting to come back. They are planted just in hay. I wanted to try it. So no harm, no foul if they don't do any good, but I'm interested to see if this works. We hatched out a second batch of eggs, and again, barnyard mix. We got 9 of the 12. Look at how tiny this one is. Goodness, it's just so teeny tiny. That's one of the bantam babies. The bantam eggs do really great. It's all the dark ones. All 4 of those little dark ones are bantam eggs. They hatch really well. This little one right here, come here, come here. This one is so cute. It's just super fuzzy. Starting to get its wing feathers. This was the first one to hatch. So this little guy back here, I don't know if it's a boy or girl. I think it's a boy. But if you look at him, he doesn't look completely right. We didn't think he was going to make it. He started hatching out before the yolk was fully absorbed, so he spent 36 hours in the incubator still attached to his shell because he was still absorbing. Turkeys are doing good. We had ordered 30. We received 36. We are left with 20 of them. They are bronze, black, and white Nicholas, or Nicholas white, all broad-breasted turkeys. They are from Valley of the Moon turkeys in West Virginia. So they're all doing real good. And back in there somewhere, probably back in the shade because chickens are a little bit smarter than turkeys, there are the 3 chickens from the first batch of hatching that we did. And they're doing really good. They just stay back in underneath all the time. I don't know if I showed this in a prior video or not. That might have been one of the 5 videos I started and didn't get finished. Working on leveling this space a little bit more. Eventually the garage will go where the truck is. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a 26 by 42 garage and workshop. We have the wood boiler furnace up. It's on the pad. We ordered the first round of parts for installation the other day. And that stuff's really expensive, so we're going to be doing that in bits and pieces throughout the summer. Another project I just ordered lumber for today is the run-in for the cows and the horse, because we're going to need a run-in for this winter. You can see our little fat meat birds. Bought 24. Dogs got 1, and 1 died of natural causes on the first day. So we actually have 22 of them left, but they're all doing good. They're getting fat. They've got about 3 weeks until they head to freezer camp. This space over here, this was the triangle that I talked to you guys about a couple months ago. What should we do? Should we turn it into a chicken pasture for a couple of years, or should we use it for cabins? We decided on cabins for the family. There's more of them. Oakley, be nice. We're going to take down this little tree right here, level that out a little bit more. We're not going to do a ton of leveling for the cabins. This is my entourage. If you guys ever want to feel important, get chickens. Because as soon as they see you, they come running like you're the best thing on the planet. They think they're getting food or water. How you doing, little fat kid? So anyways, I'm sorry. You all know that I get like seriously sidetracked. It's hard to hold conversation with me some days. Today's one of those days. So anyways, we're going to put the cabins here. There's going to be a total of 6 or 7 over in this space. It depends on what we can fit. So we're going to build them. Ziva. Ziva. Be nice. You leave the chickens alone. She says, but there's so many of them and they squeak. Abby? No, no. They stay in this area. We put them in at night. We let them out in the morning. It's all good. What are you doing on my foot? So yeah, we're going to put the cabins back in here. The more I've been thinking about it, we may have to expand and go over into that area over there, across the trail as well, and possibly over here. And I'll just move what was supposed to be the compost pile, but didn't actually get that far yet. This upcoming weekend, some of the families coming up to camp for the weekend and visit. And so we have space that a couple people can put tents up here if they want to. Obviously, there's tons of other places they can put tents if they want to do that too. We dug this area out to be the new social gathering and fire pit area. Keeps it up here. There's shade from the trees. Still gets a nice breeze. Kind of gives everybody a feel for what it'll be like when the cabins are here. And we'll be able to, sit down in this area and gather and enjoy each other's company down in there. But we chose this area and moved it up for this weekend because we are putting our mulch hay to good use, and we are going to be rolling it out across the front yard. And so with the front yard covered with hay, we cannot have fires out front. So we moved the fire pit. Today is my baby's last day of middle school. He is now officially a high schooler. Passed all of his classes, good grades. And we got home, and before we have to leave this afternoon, we are rolling out the mulch hay, which surprisingly is quite easy. It just wants to undo itself, and they're not, because it is mulch hay and it's 2 years old, it's not excessively heavy. That's fine, because we'll just kick around the extras that fall off. Did it quit unrolling? Oh no, there it is. Watch out, Rose. So as you can see, we're getting the hay rolled out. We're getting it spread out, kicked out. There's still some thick spots that need spread out a little bit better. I am not doing up here in this area and up along the house and back there, because we're still running tractors. We're still constantly moving stuff. We're still moving dirt. There's absolutely no point in wasting the hay for that right now. This area over here is naturally starting to grow. It is all weeds. I am 100% good with weeds. Joe cut it the other day. We don't have the belly mower on the tractor because it needs fixed, and we haven't gotten the parts to fix that yet. It's literally a pick and choose which place the money has to go this week, and we haven't done that yet. You can see the bees are doing really well. They're very active, very happy. We have not gotten in there to take the door off the window yet so that we can see what they're doing, but they seem very happy. There's a couple things I want to do over here. So you can see my water gauge here on the side. It needs emptied, but when I installed it, I was stupid and I screwed it on instead of putting it on hooks or pins to be able to lift it off. I didn't think that far. So it needs unscrewed now, but the bees don't mind Joe, so that's now his job. We've added in over here in this garden. I don't think the asparagus and the rhubarb's going to do anything. The roots are all, I mean, they were a couple years old, so I pulled some of those out and just dropped them down here to the side, and if they grow, they grow, and if they don't, they will compost down. Not a big deal. But you can see I threw a couple of strawberry plants in there. In the back corner, we have lemon balm. Up front here, we have orange balm. That is chocolate mint. That is orange mint. Do not recommend orange mint. Maybe it'd be okay in tea. Don't like to just eat the leaves. The chocolate mint is delicious. And then I put a bunch of calendula. That's what all the little green things are in through here. Our weed whacker's broken, so this stuff hasn't been trimmed down. It's literally, we should have called this broke-ass mountain. Not even lying. Something is broken all the time. Vehicles, equipment, machinery. It just doesn't matter. There's always something broken. Beautiful day today, though. We did have a shower earlier. You can see Miss Callie down there. She is stunning. She's so pretty. I had to go down in last night and find Toby, which I didn't find him, but he was up top this morning. So we hadn't seen him for a couple of days. He goes deep down in and, you know, he beds down and he's happy as could be and sleeps and doesn't answer us when we call him. As you can see, the garden is an absolute disaster. It's not, most of it's not even planted. I did get peppers that I bought because none of my seeds grew. So I did get peppers in. We got 2 drunk rows there. We weren't actually drunk when we did it. He was going ahead of me and started out real close up at the top and got down here, and he was digging the holes and I was putting the plants. I think next year what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see about getting a little seeder, like just a little individual row seeding machine. This is actually, the whole way back, is 3 rows of green beans. They're the ones that I started inside that were doing really good. But as you can see, only a couple of them are doing any good now. So I still have time to grow green beans. What I might do is I might come in and just throw a couple of rows of seeds in next to these and see what happens. I think we need to go hunting because I planted, I bought packs of Buttercrisp lettuce because I absolutely love Buttercrisp lettuce. That's my favorite. And I planted 4 of them. But I planted them in here. Here's what's left of it. The little buggers pulled it up. And I did see a rabbit coming up the trail the one night. So I think Mr. Bunny Foo-Foo needs to become dinner. I did the same thing with my Brussels sprouts. And while I'm not a Brussels sprouts fan, my husband and son love them. And I don't like spending money and not being able to use it. So, oh, there's the other one over there. Did it quite the number on what I did get planted. The peppers are looking good, so that's a positive. My 2 buddies over here, they are my shadows. They stay with me. And if you can hear, I'm getting scolded by a bird right now because Rosie found a nest full of baby birds. One of them jumped out when she went over and was sniffing. There's a little bank right there that she can stand on as the ground tapers down. That's not too far off of that limb. And Rosie discovered the nest, and just as she did, one of the baby birds jumped out. Now it's fully feathered, so it's technically okay, but I tried to put it back in and it jumped out 2 more times, so I decided to let it go, and I got the dogs out of there. We have Miss Pancetta. I am 90% sure that she is pregnant. She has not come back into heat since we got Gilbert. We got him the 2nd week of May. She was in heat then, so she should have come through another cycle if she did not take, but she has not, so we will see. She's such a sweet girl. And Miss Wanda, she's my notification bell. Every time her dumb mother gets stuck. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, goofball. Yeah, you always stick your head through and get stuck. In fact, I just got her unstuck a little bit ago. That's why she's wet. She got caught in the downpour. And little Willow. And then Mr. Gilbert gets his species confused. And when Miss Bonnie is stuck in the fence, he thinks she's standing for him. Hi, Bonnie. No, we don't need to do that. Hello. Hello, Bonnie. Hi, Wanda. They're very sweet girls. They truly are. I just don't know about keeping this one because she's trouble. She gets stuck 3 to 4 times a day. Will has been stuck, I think, twice. But she's just dumb. Wanda, however, is the smart one and has not yet been stuck. And I love her beard because it is split right in half. She's a little Cruella de Vil. That's my thumb. What are you guys doing? It's not dinner time. No, it's not dinner time yet. A little bit. You know, I feed you right after Dad gets home. Sophie, stop. So none of this is planted until we get over here to the hay. And as you all remember, or if you remember, this is extra hay in here. But you can see where we started, and we put down potatoes on the ground and just covered them with hay. And we have some success at least. There's a potato. There's a potato. I'm a potato. So they're just, since we got some rain, they're starting to pop up a lot more. As you can see, there's definitely weeds, and I'll need to get in here preferably when it's not quite so hot, and get rid of some of those weeds. But we do have potato plants popping up everywhere, so that's very exciting. There's more. Oh, that's even in a really thick spot. I wasn't sure if that one would germinate or not. But there's a couple of these, so I'm excited. I think till everything's said and done, there's going to be a lot of potatoes that are growing and should give us a pretty good harvest. There's a bunch of them in that row. If I remember correctly, we started over here at this end, and we started out with like 13 potatoes per row. Then we went to 14 for a couple rows, and 15 for a few rows, and 16 and 18, and then I don't know what we ended up with down there, just kind of whatever. But I know that there's 2 different types of potatoes. So that's very exciting. Hi, Mama Rose. How are you? You good girl? Oakley's going back swimming. Oh, there he is. Some of the chickens have decided that this is a better place to lay their eggs than in their coop. So now we gotta come over here and gather eggs once in a while. We do check it daily now that we figured out where they're doing it. So I know that they're good. You can see that we are getting another storm rolling in. Those skies behind us. But yet if I turn around, those skies are gorgeous. So we don't typically get real hard summer storms. They'll come, blow through, last an hour, give us a good hard downpour, hour, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. They don't typically last real long. I'm going to stick this egg back in the coop until I'm done showing you what I want to show you. And I should probably check on Ellie while I'm here. Hi, baby girl. You good? Thought I'd show you where I've been living for the last several weeks. This is my truck. I've spent so much time in these vehicles, it's ridiculous. But, you know, I'm not actually complaining. I get frustrated a little bit because I'm not home to get done all the things that we want to get done. I don't get to spend as much time with Xavier as I wanted to. I do try to be home for most evenings. But, you know, the community needs to go do their chores and their errands and whatnot, and the money helps. So that's allowing us to work on our dreams, even though I'm not physically here to work on our dreams. It's a double-edged sword, but I'm genuinely not complaining. I just wish there was some way that I could figure out a better balance. The reason I'm in the truck is I'm not going on a run, but I need to go down to raised garden beds because I wanted to show you guys the garlic and the onions and the carrots that we planted a couple weeks ago. Well, the garlic we planted in October, but I went down and checked on it last night and pulled out a few more scapes and went to pull out 2 of them and actually pulled out the whole garlic clove, which, I mean, they're about yay big. They're not huge, but they'll get there. It's not quite time to harvest. We're just now coming into the beginning of July, and I'm guessing with our cooler weather, we probably won't actually harvest until August. So come on down with me, and I'm being lazy and driving. Hi, guys. Hi, Rose. We're going to bounce around a little bit, so we'll see how still I can keep the truck and not run over animals. Because when I go this direction to the trail, they know that I'm not actually leaving, and they come running. Sophie and Oakley always sound like they're trying to kill each other when they're playing. It's crazy. So as you can see, we didn't get anything more done down here either. It just kind of is what it is. You know, this is a year that I looked at Joe and said, well, maybe we're just going to have to forego the rest of the garden this year and focus on our projects. So, and I'll just buy the vegetables. I can go to the food auctions and get vegetables and stuff there to get us through the winter. Not ideal, but it is what it is. So these are my red onions, and they are coming up beautifully. You can see they are, I don't even think I missed any of them. I don't think there's any that are not coming up. So I'm very excited about that. My weeds are growing beautifully. Look at all the pretty daisies. We have these everywhere. I just think they're gorgeous. Garlic is doing phenomenal. I did pick a couple of radishes last night. Got a little tiny harvest, not very many. I think I picked 4, and most of them were still in root shape. Only 2 of them had started to bulb out, but it's whatever. As you can see, there's plenty of weeds in those carrots, but there's a lot more carrots, or they're at least a lot bigger than what they were. And I planted, to not waste the bed space, I planted a bunch of white onions in here with the carrots, and they are all doing really well, considering I think it's been 2 weeks since I planted them. I'd have to go back and look at my videos and see exactly when it was. Anyway, carrots are doing good. Onions are doing good. The garlic's gorgeous. So I might come down here and start to harvest just the tops of the greens from above the stem base. I might cut those off so that the last month that they're in the ground can all focus on the bulb and not on the greens. And then I can take the greens and use them for chives. So that's about all we got going on right now. Like I said, this weekend we have family coming up, so I won't be doing a video as far as I'm aware. Actually, I take that back. I probably will, because I'm looking down here. We're going to get the lumber to build a run-in the pasture for the livestock. Sorry, I had to stop and wait for the dog to pass in front of me because, you know, they take priority over everything. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to put the run-in. I'm thinking right down here, maybe move those panels because that's a nice flat spot. It's close to the water. It's close to the gate for getting in to feed. And I know that tree's in the way, but that's okay. The only other truly flat spot we have is right inside the gate. And I don't think that that would be necessarily the best spot to put it. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be awful, but I think if we put it down there where that little hut and those fence posts are, I think that would be a real good spot for it. The only other option that I can see is over there on the hill where all those white flowers are, and I don't want to do that because I like being able to see down into the pasture or into the woods in the wintertime and see where the animals are. So more than likely it'll come down here in this space right in here somewhere. But I will, with everybody's permission, try to enlist some assistance. Maybe we can get this done in one weekend, which would be amazing to not have a project take forever. I told you she goes everywhere with me. She really is a good puppy for being as young as she is. She's just a little skitsy, a little crazy, but hey, so are we. I'm going to sign off for this evening, guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. I will talk to you next weekend. I'll try to get the video done and uploaded sometime by mid-next week. Just depends on when we get started, how fast things go, and how distracted I get, and how sober I am. I won't even lie about that one. It's a holiday weekend, family's coming up, so we plan on having a good time, just relaxing, getting some stuff done, but a lot of relaxing and enjoying ourselves and enjoying our property. And you know, sometimes you just need to do that. You got to remember why you're doing what you're doing. So I will talk to you all later. Have a great day. Bye.